study,
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
The best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Mornings have a rhythm. You can hear it, feel it. And at Quaker, we fuel it. With 100% whole grain oats and a good source of fiber in every bowl, helping you turn that rhythm into your soundtrack for a great day. Fuel to start whatever's next. Quaker, official sponsor of FIFA World Cup 26.
Let's go! Let's go!
Famous for his journey from being a strict atheist to a devoted Christian throughout his scientific studies. He holds threefold Ph.D. from Cornell University in physics, astronomy, and mathematics. He was an award-winning physics instructor at Harvard University. And he served as the Emmy Award-winning science editor for ABC News for 14 years, appearing regularly on Good Morning America, 2020 Nightline, and World News Tonight. And with that, a hearty welcome. Doctor, thank you so much for spending time with us on these mysteries of the universe as we talked last time with you about a new movie that you've created, The Invisible Everywhere. Thanks for being with us, my friend.
Well, Steve, thank you so much. You know, I got to say that it's worth getting up in the middle of the night just to hear you say theater of the mind. I love how you say that.
How about that?
And it's so cool. It's like you're a veteran, brother, and I just have so much respect for you. I'm looking forward to our conversation. We're talk about the
well, I do
of the mind,
too,
man. Whoa, let's go.
Well, that's a true. You know, a friend of mine. I mean, I'm not the genius at all in this, but I say this very confidently. A good friend of mine who was in broadcasting for a long time, and I know you know him very well from your time at ABC, Mr. Hugh Downs. We had a conversation one time, and he said, you know, in the old days, radio was like a theater of the mind. So I guess I'm reproducing what he said, but I know, Doctor, you had a lot of contact with the great Hugh Downs. Am I correct?
Yeah, you know, I miss him. I remember the day when, you know, I was at ABC News and very busy doing 4 shows. And one day in the internal email system at ABC News, lo and behold, right there in my inbox, I see that I've gotten an email from Hugh Downs. Now, I had never met Hugh before that, and I'm thinking, why in the world is Hugh Downs sending me an email? And, you know, he was doing 2020, and a great gig. So I opened the email, and he was inviting me to lunch. He wanted to take me to the Lotus Club, which is a big, you know, private club in New York City.
Yes.
Very exclusive. And, of course, I said, yeah, let's do it. But I was just puzzled on the way to the lunch. I was just thinking to myself, why in the world is, you know, Hugh Downs asking me to have lunch with him?
Sure.
And I just remember arriving at this club. He was there waiting for me. And we went up. As I recall, we had to go up one flight of stairs. And the first thing, and you'll appreciate this, the first thing he says to me once we sit down, and the waiter gives us their menus. So we're sitting there looking at each other for the first time. And the first words out of his mouth is, Michael, what do you think about the anthropic principle? Wow. And I just like, I'm thinking, what? This is not what I'm thinking. Hugh Downs is asking me about the anthropic principle. And by the end of that lunch, Steve, I mean, it was, I'll never forget that lunch. It was epic.
What a legend.
I realized that this man had a first-class mind, that's first of all. Sure. And second of all, just had this enormous and really serious and very deep and broad understanding of science. It was just, that lunch could have taken an hour. I mean, it probably ended up being a couple hours. It could have been 10 times that. So that was the beginning of our friendship, and it only deepened. And
sure,
I just remember one more little observation, just to kind of add color.
No, please, this is exciting to hear.
No. So here we are, just these two guys sitting in the Lotus Club. First of all, elegant place, just super. Everything is just first rate, as you can imagine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing that I noticed about Hugh right off the bat was how impeccably groomed he was.
Exactly.
Right down to his fingernails. I mean, his fingernails were perfectly manicured. To the point I've never, rarely seen a man have such beautifully manicured fingernails. And then the other thing, of course, impeccably dressed, cufflinks on his shirt, just real old school.
Absolutely.
But just an elegant man, haircut just right, not a hair out of place. But the thing above all was his first-rate mind. So to me, I'll always remember, that's the image I will always have of Hugh, of this elegant man with elegant in every respect, including his mind. He had an elegant mind.
Well, you bring up his mind.
His friendship.
Yeah, absolutely, Michael. And you bring it up because, just to bring our listeners up to speed, he's sitting there asking you an opinion of the cosmic anthropic principle, and we'll bring our listeners into the fold here. The laws of physics, tend to have the universe predisposed for life. And I'm sure you could elaborate it on an even more, higher level plateau here, because what a guy. I mean, I spent time with him when he was in an assisted living facility out here in Arizona. And we became kind of sort of friends. He would invite me into his personal apartment. We would have conversations. But what's so amazing about that? I mean, I got to talk about you and want the listeners to understand more about you. And by the way, folks, if you're just tuning into the Dr. Sky Experience, a privilege and honor to have Dr. Michael Guillen, from his time, of course, and continuing to provide us with great cutting-edge documentaries and science information. His 14 years appearing regularly on Good Morning America, 2020, Nightline, my God, Ted Koppel, I remember Ted, and World News Tonight. Those are amazing stories. I mean, and let's start off with your background so the listeners understand that you were certainly not born with a silver or golden spoon in your mouth by any means. Tell us your original, where were you born? Where did you grow up? And tell us some of those stories.
You have one new message. Translating. Disney and Pixar's Hoppers is now available on Disney+.
You could say that again.
Critics are calling it Pixar's funniest movie ever and a wildly entertaining ride. Blizzard Potato. It's certified fresh and verified hot.
Now we party.
This is incredible!
Wow, I am clearing the rest of the day.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, now available on Disney+. Rated PG.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't clone you, but it can streamline your hiring workflow. From posting jobs to shortlisting candidates to interviewing, LinkedIn Hiring Pro is the hiring partner you need, so you can focus on connecting with the right talent. In fact, small businesses report saving over 6 hours per week. So hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This summer, soccer is here, and so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered with 30% off orders from Aldi, Kroger, and Dollar General. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy, delivered straight to your door. Chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Order in so you can lock in for the games. 30% off your grocery order, only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
Yeah, more like a wooden spoon, maybe. I don't know. Certainly wasn't silver or gold, that's for sure. No, look, I was born in East Los Angeles, so right off the bat, I'm born on the wrong side of the tracks in L.A., right?
Sure.
right in the middle of the Mexican barrio. I'm like 5/8 Mexican, 2/8 Spanish and Cuban, and 1/8 Austrian. And
Wow.
so
Beautiful combo.
quite a combo, like a little mini United Nations, I guess. But my dad was a journeyman carpenter. I remember him coming home from work, smelling of sawdust. He would make cabinets. He was a cabinet maker, and that's how he earned a living. And later in life became a lawyer, but much later. That was when I was much older.
Yes.
But when I was growing up as a kid, he would go off to work, a journeyman carpenter. My mom was stay at home. I had two sisters, and I just remember. I don't want to say this. We were poor, obviously, but my mom was just a genius at juggling paying bills. I remember her used that expression too. She would have to juggle to pay the bills, because we didn't have enough to pay them all at once.
That's a skill, you bet. That's a big skill.
Yeah, it is. And she never learned how to drive. So my mom would have to walk to the supermarket, and then she would bring the shopping cart to the house, and then I guess returned it. I don't have a clear recollection of that, but she never learned how to drive to this, right to the end. She never in her life learned how to drive a car. So. And I remember telling her, Ma, one day I'm going to be old enough and I'm going to drive you around. Don't you worry about it, Ma. So that was it was just a really humble beginning. And the other thing that was remarkable, I think, or not remarkable, but was cogent, relevant, is that I just remember I had a teacher, Mrs. Cook, in the second grade. And Mrs. Cook, I don't know if she's responsible for this or not, but I fell in love with science in the second grade. That's when I can, if I think back, that's when it started for me, Steve. And I dreamt of becoming a scientist. I mean, literally had dreams. And that dream took me from the barrio of East LA to UCLA, where I got my bachelor's in physics and math, then to Cornell, where I got my master's in experimental high energy physics, and then again the PhD in physics, math, and astronomy, then to Harvard. It's
Amazing.
been quite a life. Not at all what I would have expected. And here I am talking to you. I mean,
you're an inspiration, Doctor.
amazing.
Really, seriously, you're an inspiration, because let me say this: so many people out there who have children, and stories like yourself. This is not an easy path for anybody to go and move up the ladder. So obviously, you're an inspiration to me, because imagine how many people are listening right now, and they're sitting there listening to their radios, whether they're driving, whether they're sitting home, whatever. And they're going, my son or my daughter certainly aspires to go into the science world or this. And even if you didn't have a lot of money, it's just about inspiration, perspiration, and what? The continuance of believing in yourself. And it happens because you're telling us this. And it's an amazing story.
The GLP-1 pill you've been waiting for is now on Ro. Yep, it's finally here. With the same clinically proven ingredient. Now in a pill. And now on Ro. It's the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss. At the lowest price available. That's one daily GLP-1 pill for big results. Now on Ro. Go to ro.co/listen to see if you qualify. RX only. Go to ro.co/safety for serious side effects and boxed warning associated with GLP-1s.